It is Kirsten Liebelt. Good to see you. How are you? It is December 23rd. OMG. Do you feel the clock ticking? It's ticking, ticking, ticking. I'm telling you, it's kind of crazy. So how are you doing? I'm so glad to be on with you guys today. I thought we would do kind of a fun live today. We come here at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Except for when it's holidays or if I'm traveling. So I'll be off tomorrow and Christmas Day, and then I'll be back on Thursday, of course. And I thought we'd do something fun today since, we're probably all getting ready to celebrate with our families and have a little bit of fun. And I thought, okay, let's do like maybe some holiday traditions around the world, and you tell me which ones that you would want to be able to make. So Claudette, good morning. Good to see you. If you're on the replay, let me know you're on the replay. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. We talk about insulin resistance here. I was raised by a type 2 insulin-dependent dad who died at 63. And it shaped my entire life. I really did think that it was genetic and there was nothing I could do about it. So I lived my life carefree, not caring about paying attention to anything. And that wasn't necessarily wisdom, right? So I love coming on here and sharing and then helping people, especially women, that's really my demographic, turn things around because I can help insulin-resistant women lose sizes because now I understand how to do it. Insulin is a hormone. So we talk about insulin resistance all the time because the fallout is so monumental. And yet here it is reversible, in my opinion. Of course, I'm not a doctor. But let's get into it today, you guys. Let me see. What else do I have? Okay, January 6th. January 6th is the beginning of the 5-day reset that we're doing. If you've not heard about this, you guys, it's our 20th one. 20th one, 5-day reset. What a beautiful opportunity. Everybody else, maybe by January 6th, maybe they are like done with their New Year's resolutions. Maybe they've already like sabotaged themselves or, just had a hard time. Something in life happened. That happens too, right? But not you. January 6th, we're going to dive in because we're not going to be beholden to a day, right? Like that's ridiculous. But we're going to dive in. We're going to do a 5-day reset, the 6th through the 7, 8, 9, 10, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll do it in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. So jot that down, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Jot that down, get into the group. And if you are not prepared yet, I will help you prepare for that. You can choose, some people will choose just the trio, the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. That's where I started a little over 10 years ago. Because if you bring down your sugars and your insulin, you can finally lose weight and turn things back around. You might want to do that with the gut reset protocol because your gut's messed up this morning. I'll tell you, so this never happens to me, you guys. We went out to dinner last night at Crave and I had wings. And I got home last night and I'm like, excuse me, that didn't set well with me. Like that was weird. And that doesn't happen to me. So I took my primer, my gut primer, and I went to bed. And I'm really glad that I did because it definitely helped to like just get my gut going, right? Because a primer, this one's empty. I was going to open it for you, but it's actually empty because I just finished it this morning. So it looks like a greens product, but it's a primer. So I took that last night before I went to bed, and then I woke up this morning, and if you've never tried off of my site, digestive enzymes, I woke up this morning and I took 2 digestive enzymes. Thank the Lord for something that is natural, that can help your body, just whatever. I have no idea why that, like I said, I'm not really sensitive to food or anything, but something was punky with the wings. I don't know. But anyway, I'm feeling so much better now. And then now I took another dose. So 2 doses, 12 hours apart, because we're going to fix this. I have meatballs to make. Do you understand? Like my daughter is coming over today. We have to make the Italian meatballs. I made the sauce on, what day was that? Saturday. And now we need the meatballs because tomorrow night is Christmas Eve and we go to my sister's and we're going to have prime rib and meatballs and sauce and all the things, right? So you have to be prepared. Who's got time to feel punky? Nobody has time to feel punky right now. It's Christmas. Let's go. Good morning, Magda. Good to see you. Good to see you. Everybody's jumping on. That's so fun. Okay. Come in from the balcony. If you are on TikTok, I would love to see your beautiful faces. And like I said, we do this every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, normally we do everything that's connected to insulin resistance and maybe what a fallout would be, maybe what symptoms would be, maybe what like what's happening when you're insulin resistant. Why can't you lose weight? Why do you have nutritional deficiencies? What does that mean? What does that look like? But today, for Christmas, I thought we would do just a little bit of Christmas around the world and talk about just what other countries do, because, you know, it's not the same everywhere. It's not even the same in the United States. When I was looking up the United States, I realized that, like, tomorrow we're going to do prime rib, and it sounds like the Northeast of the United States usually does. It would be maybe more typical to do prime rib and seafood. Does anybody do prime rib and seafood? What do you do where you live? Like if you're out east, if you're down south, what do you do? I would love to know what is more common. For us, I feel like we've always done things a tiny different. Being Italian, like we usually add in something that's Italian, no matter what we're eating. The digestive enzymes you took was what the new bottle of the probiotic was at Zoom last week, or is that different product? It's a different product, Lisa. Thank you for asking, though. No, the new pre and postbiotic. And I should have taken those this morning already also, and I will. But those are these two purple ones. They're sitting right here. I should take them. These are pre and postbiotics, and it's very specific for strains that will help with your metabolism. Very, very good. Digestive enzymes separate. I keep them in my cupboard. I usually take digestive enzymes every day, but I don't. You can take them like to like if you've eaten a heavy meal and you don't feel well, digestive enzymes can really help with that. Good morning, Shireen. Good to see you. You often do prime rib and seafood. Okay, very, very good. Very good. Let's see here. I've got a whole bunch of things here that I want to go share with you guys. Okay, so we'll go through 6 different areas of the world. In the United States, generally what we do, let's see here. The South would have cornbread dressing and pecan pie. Hold on. Christmas favorites around the United States. If you had to pick one Christmas dish to eat forever, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. That's a really good question. Share your own nostalgic Christmas meal memory to connect with. Okay, yep. That's awesome. Talk about iconic dishes from. Okay, so cornbread dressing and pecan pie down in the South. Midwest is green bean casserole and ham. I'm sorry, but that's so lame, and I'm in the Midwest. I don't want anything to do with a green bean casserole. I was raised on pasta. I'm just saying. Northeast, prime rib and seafood. West Coast, tamales and roasted vegetables. Is that true? Super interesting. Hawaii, Kahlua pig and poke bowls. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. But let's go broader. This is fun. So we'll do Italy, Mexico, Japan, Germany, Philippines, Australia, France. Why does Japan? Okay, I'll wait for that. I don't want to say that because that gives it away. Okay, so Italy. Let's do Italy first. So it's best to take the primer in the morning. Yes, take it in the morning. I took mine last night just because I felt punky. And then I took another dose this morning. Because ain't nobody got time. It's Christmas. Italy, Feast of the Seven Fishes and Panettone. So like Julie was on here the other day and she was like, have you ever had panettone or whatever? And I said, no. Well, I think I have. I just didn't know what was the name of it because we just all called it Italian bread. That's all we ever called it. So here we go. Italy, Feast of Seven Fishes, a traditional Italian-American Christmas Eve dinner featuring 7 seafood dishes. Common options include fried calamari, baked cod, clams, and shrimp. It's a way of abstaining from meat before Christmas Day. Did not know that. And then panettone is a sweet bread loaf filled with raisins, candied orange, and lemon peel. It's light, fluffy, and iconic during the holidays in Italy. So my sister usually makes the Christmas bread. I don't know if she will this year, but she oftentimes has done that where it's kind of almost a Christmas braid and it has all those fun things in it. And it's got icing on it. It's really good. It's really naughty, but it's really good. I haven't had it for a really long time. Okay, so that would be Italian, kind of maybe a lot of fish. It's so interesting because my friends went to Greece and Italy in August, and they said they were down south. They went from Greece down to like Sicily and the southern region, and they said it's so seafood heavy down there. They were really surprised. They didn't know that it would be that seafood heavy. Isn't that interesting? As opposed to different parts of Italy, just like different parts of the United States have different focuses on their food. Number 2, Mexico. Mexico would be tamales and okay, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, you guys. So you can correct me. Ponche navideño. Ponche navideño. Tamales, corn dough filled with meats, cheeses, chili peppers wrapped in corn husks and steamed, and they are labor intensive, so making them is often a family tradition. I understand that because when we make homemade pastas and stuff, it's a little labor intensive. Or the meatballs that we'll make today, they're labor intensive, but they're really good. And then Ponche Navideño is a warm Christmas punch made with fruits like, oh man, all these words. Tejocores. If you don't know Spanish, you'll think I'm doing well. Mexican hawthorn, guavas, apples, and cinnamon. It's sweet, fragrant, and sometimes spiked with rum. That is fascinating. Okay, number 3, Japan. This I thought was crazy. Japan, fried chicken. Why would fried chicken? Isn't that interesting, you guys? Japan's tradition of eating fried chicken for Christmas started in the 1970s with a KFC marketing campaign. Now it's customary to pre-order a bucket of fried chicken as a festive meal, often paired with cake. I thought that was crazy. Crazy. Number 4, Germany. Roast goose and stollen. Does anybody know what stollen is? Because I did not. Let me know if you guys know what stollen is. Roast goose and stollen. This is in Germany. Roast goose, a centerpiece of German Christmas dinner. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Again, my light colored, I can't read the comments as well. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hey, you guys, good to see you. Centerpiece of German Christmas dinner, often seasoned with herbs and stuffed with apples, onions, and chestnuts. That sounds interesting. I've never had goose. Have you had goose? I'm sure some of you have had goose pate. I have not done that. Stollen is a dense, fruit-filled bread. Sounds to be a common theme. Seems to be. Bread dusted with powdered sugar. It's similar to fruitcake, but less sweet with dried fruits and marzipan inside. I love marzipan. My sister, when she got married, her wedding cake had a marzipan. What would you call that? I don't know the terminology. Where they take the layer of, because a marzipan is almond, so they take that layer of icing and it's like a wrap, and they wrapped the cake with marzipan, and it was amazing. That's what she did for her wedding. So stollen is a dense fruit-filled bread dusted with powder. It's similar to fruitcake, but less sweet with dried fruits, nuts, and marzipan inside. Yum. Okay, Philippines, you guys. See if I can pronounce this. Fix it if I can't. Lechon, and babinka. Lechon is a whole roasted pig with crispy skin and juicy meat. It's the highlight of many Filipino celebrations, including Christmas. Oh, my stars. In the Puerto Rican Latino, I knew you'd help me out, Magda, Barica community, we always make roasted pernil, yellow rice with granules, and pastels. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Oh, that is so cool. I'm going to put that up because that's really cool. So Puerto Rican, Latino, Barica community, we always make roasted pernil, yellow rice with granules. Granules are like granulars or something. And pastels. Oh yeah, now we're talking. That's awesome, Magda. Thank you for sharing that. See, I love that. I was talking to my husband about this last night, about how, because the United States is so massive, land mass, we have crazy diversity. Peas, awesome. That's so cool. We have so much diversity that it really is the coolest thing ever that each state gets to have their own government because different cultures are represented. And so we were having this long discussion about this last night. So that's really cool. I love that very much. Okay, so lechon is the whole roasted pig with the crispy skin and the juicy meat. That's Philippines. And then bibingka, Philippines, is a rice cake baked in clay pots with banana leaves, topped with salted egg and grated coconut. Yum. It's slightly sweet and often served with breakfast or as a snack. That is so interesting. A rice cake baked in clay pots with banana leaves. Yum. I bet that's so good. Okay, number 6, Australia. And who was it that just said this? I was watching something and he was talking about how Australia has I know what it was. Oh, you guys. Okay, so we recently just signed up for Angel Studios. Do you guys know what Angel is? Angel Studios? It's a Christian subscription, and they're putting out their own movies, etc. But we signed up and we watched, if you guys have it already, epic, totally epic. Do you know who For King and Country is? For King and Country is a like a Christian group, but they are so, I mean, this was an epic, epic, epic Christmas concert. They're from Australia. So he said during this show, my husband and I sat down and watched it on Saturday. He said, well, down under, our seasons are opposite. So we don't have snow at Christmas. We're in the middle of summer. So we have barbecue on the beach. But they did move to the States when they were like 9, 11, whatever. So they've been living in Nashville for a long time. And he said that, and he showed a picture from their childhood, the first Christmas that they were here. And all 7 children made snowmen. They took what little snow was in the yard, because obviously in Nashville, it's not as common. But they got snow. And they turned that into 7 snowmen lined up in the front of their yard. It was super cute. Anyway, but just think about that. So sure enough, Australia, barbecue, seafood, and pavlova. Barbecue seafood. Since Christmas falls in summer, Australians often grill fresh seafood like prawns, lobster, and fish. What? I would love that. Pavlova is a meringue-based dessert topped with whipped cream and fresh fruits like kiwis, berries, and passion fruit. It's light, airy, and perfect for a warm holiday meal. All right, France. This is our last one. France. Okay. Boucher de Noël. Did I do okay? Boucher de Noël. Yule log cake. A sponge cake rolled with chocolate or coffee flavored buttercream. Oh man, you guys, this sounds amazing. Decorated to resemble a log, it symbolizes ancient Yule log burned during winter solstice celebrations. A sponge cake rolled with chocolate or coffee flavored buttercream. Wow. Decorated to resemble a log, it symbolizes the ancient Yule log burned during winter solstice celebrations. Isn't that crazy? Man, that sounds good. That sounds amazing. So basically for me, what we did was, no matter what the holiday was, whether or not you were having turkey at Thanksgiving or ham at Easter or prime rib at Christmas Eve, it didn't matter. You were always having pasta and sauce with we thought that was normal. We didn't understand that not everybody did that. But I absolutely love the different traditions that people have. And I very much understand why it can be hard during the holidays. We've been talking a lot about how, you don't have to go for perfection. You go for progression. And you also don't have to let the food bullies push you around and tell you that, just a little bit when you're feeling strong in that moment. And you're like, no, actually, no, you don't have to let anybody dictate what you're doing. And so I have given up, a lot of traditional foods over the years. And to be really honest, I kind of don't care anymore. They're around me because whatever, that's obviously what we're going to do. But I've either found a way to mimic the flavor that I really want in a different way, or I don't know. I don't like feeling like trash. Like I said, so we went to Crave last night as a family. We went to I'm in Minnesota, if you don't know. And as a family, we went to the Mall of America for Christmas. The adult children are now 35, 33, and 29. And then the littles are 3, 2, and 9 months. So we went as a little tribe, and we went to the Mall of America, and we gave each other a couple of hours. We did Secret Santa. We pulled names. Do Secret Santa. Everybody's got $100 to spend on each other, and then we're going to offer the gifts at dinner time. We've never done it this way before. We always do something different at Christmas. So we went to Crave, and I had wings. And wings, normally I don't have any issues at all. But for some reason, they didn't set well with me. I don't know. Anyway, and so I came home and I'm like, oh, God, what the heck? So I took some of my gut primer before I went to bed last night. And then when I woke up this morning, I took 2 digestive enzymes, and then I took another gut primer, and I'll be fine, right? But I don't like feeling less than. I just don't. I like to have routine's the wrong word. I just like to have consistency in how I feel, and I know that I can control it. So when I know that I can control it, other than like having, wings at Crave, like who knew? Then that's what I'm going to do. So for me now to eat total trash tomorrow night at my sister's, like let's say I ate massive amounts of cookies and bread and everything, I literally am sacrificing my entire Christmas day. And I'm so not interested, but it took me a long time to get there. And so sometimes you can mitigate that. You can make it less bad or horrible or whatever. Or maybe you can identify the things that really do throw you off bad. Like, this doesn't throw me off so much, but this really does. And maybe you just cut that out for this year, just to play around with how you can still feel amazing the next day. You don't have to indulge in everything that's going to make you feel super trashy. That's just no fun. It's no fun. So anyway, so I know that all of you are, I've been in a lot of conversations with you in the month of December as we've been talking about navigating the holiday season. And, it's almost like it's certainly not over on Wednesday, right? We still have New Year's Eve. People still have delayed parties. There's a lot going on. And that's why I've been very much telling you, think in terms of do the absolute best that you can. Like, don't mail it in. Don't give up, and don't let people push you around. And maybe you choose mentally, and you don't have to tell anybody else about the choices that you're making. They don't have to know. Nobody gets to know what's in your head. I said a long time ago, when I did my journey for 3 to 4 years, changing out my foods, it was basically like me and Jesus, because I didn't want people to be negative Nellies. I didn't want people to tell me all of their opinions about what I was doing, because it was personal to me. It was my journey of dealing with my own emotional connections to food, or my own emotional, memories as a child, or whatever it is. And I had to identify them for myself. It wasn't work somebody else could do. So as you look over the next couple of days, choose what you can mitigate, and then don't have shame. Don't have shame. Don't do that. You can't heal a body that is in constant shame. You can't move forward if you're constantly being unkind to yourself here. You can't do that. So no shame. Do the absolute best that you can, but then be prepared. Be a Girl Scout and be prepared. Isn't that what they are, right? They're prepared. Be prepared. Have a plan. Have something set in place. What do you want to have in your possession before we hit the new year? What do you want to start? Maybe you want to start something right after Christmas, so that you can then take New Year's Eve to another level of mitigating down, like eliminating a few things. And you're going to stair step your way into the new year. You can do that. You can choose your own pattern that you want to do, and no shame. And don't let somebody else tell you that you're not doing it right, whatever it is. right? It was probably about my fourth Christmas season where I went, wow, I feel like I actually have this under control, because I found my trade outs. And it took me a half a minute to find out my trade outs, to find out what I actually really cared about, what I actually didn't care about, things that I was eating just because they were there and they were traditional, but I actually didn't really care about them, some of them. And so it took me a while to identify, right? But now you have a completely fresh opportunity. This is something that didn't exist when I was going through my journey. And this wasn't that long ago. I'm 59, I'll be 60 next month. So basically what that means is I haven't been doing I was shy of my 51st birthday when I started to trade out my foods. And so it took me, like I said, 3 to 4 years. That's why I know I can help you condense time. But you can choose, like maybe you've never seen any of my content and you don't know completely what I'm talking about. Find my number. It's on my profile up here on TikTok. And then you click me again, and I will help you customize and choose what it is you want. Do you want the good, the better, or the best? And you get to choose. Like, do you want just the trio? And if you need oodles of testimonies, and I mean oodles, go to the top of my Instagram page, and there's a pink highlight bubble. So these three right here, this is the trio that I talk about all the time. This is like getting your engine going from the inside out. Okay. This one you take 3 times a day, and these two you take twice a day. Okay. That's what you do. I have another one sitting there. Hold on. Here we go. This one is 3 times a day. These two are twice a day. I started this a little over 10 years ago, you guys. So this is not something I started last week. And then if you want, that's good for sure. That'll help with sugars and insulin and metabolism and liver function. And then gut primer and a probiotic. And I'll tell you, this has been such a game changer for me in so many ways, and for a lot of you as well. Constipation and indigestion, etc. Getting your gut recalibrated is like, it's a really, really, really big conversation because of the way that we eat in the United States. Everybody's gut is messed up. And the expert that came in last week, he said, you can get your gut going pretty good in 3 days. And I have had people say after 3 days, you know who you are. OMG. I'm only 3 days in and I'm going to buy another container because of what it's doing to my gut. Okay, that's fantastic, right? And then a probiotic because you need to recalibrate your microbiome. He said, but you can get pretty good in 3 days. He said, but you can trash it in 1 day. So there's a balance, right? So that would be best. And then that would be better. And then the best would be adding in this fat burner for 90 days. This is a thermogenic product. And that is making all the difference in the world. Go 90 on and 30 off. Okay. That's what I'm working on right now because I want to come back and report to you. He recommended that. And I thought, okay, then I'm immediately going to do that. I've been on 90. I'm going to go off for 30 and then I'm going to go back on and report to you guys because your body gets used to thermogenics and you don't want it to do that. So anyway, but you can have something, you can be working the best you can tomorrow and Wednesday and this weekend when you have a party with the other side of the family, and the New Year's Eve and the New Year's Day, and you can be making decisions and changes and give yourself credit for every single freaking decision and choice that you make that helps you win a day. Okay. It's progress, not perfection. But then in the meantime, you can pre-order your New Year thought process and have things ready to go in your cupboard. Have things ready to go in your cupboard, depending upon where I'm looking, depending upon where I'm pointing. According to you guys, it's a different cupboard. So have something ready to go. Do you want just the trio to start with? Perfect. That is a really, really, really good start. You want a little bit more because you need a gut reset with it? I understand. I'm in the middle of it right with you guys because it's not something I had prioritized. I didn't understand what a primer was in comparison to a greens product. I didn't know. I didn't understand the magnitude of difference. And then the thermogenic, I can't, it's hard for me actually to be off of it for 30 days because it tastes like candy. It's like an orange pixie stick, but it actually is working. Like it has narrowed my hips so much and my belly. I'm like, wow. Like we wanted these scientific answers a long time ago, didn't we? Magda, even though you'll be making this delicious food, What are you saying, Magda? Look at you. Look at you being a star. Always sticking to our keto parameters. I got through Thanksgiving and I'll definitely get through Christmas like a champ. Magda, that is fantastic. It's not, does it taste like Kool-Aid to you, Barb? Yeah, it is. It's like orange Kool-Aid. It's so good. I'm a sweet person, so I really appreciate it a lot. And the results have been amazing for me. But Magda, I just want to say, that is hope. When you realize that you can get through a holiday and make those choices and you didn't die, it didn't kill you, it wasn't the hardest thing you ever did on the face of the planet, which maybe at one point in your life you thought it was going to be all of these things. And you're like, oh, I think I cracked a little bit of a code. On to Christmas. That's what happened with me. It was like, oh, most all of the Thanksgiving food I didn't care about. It wasn't my jam. There were other things that I was really excited about, but once I realized that I could just replace, I'm telling you, all of a sudden you are very empowered, very empowered. So you let me know what you need for January 6th. I'm going to be off tomorrow and Christmas Day, and I'll be back on Thursday. And, but I will still be obviously, running my business. So let me know what you want. If you want the trio plus the gut reset protocol, or those along with the thermogenic fat burner, because you can be prepared in a completely different way. And having preparation like that, it makes you feel empowered to make the decisions that you're making right now for that party coming up, or Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, whatever. And of course, Christmas here. And it's something somebody else can't do for you. So it is a permission that you have to give yourself. You have to give yourself permission to journey, and you have to give yourself permission to put you first at the first of the year. You got to give yourself permission. And maybe other people, and you don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. That was me. I just didn't tell anybody anything for the most part. I just had to go on my own journey. But I want you to know that you don't have to do it alone like I did. You do in your head a little bit, right? Because you have to assess your own life and what your connections are. But we have a group, you guys. We have a community of women, 5,000 women. It's called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And jump in there, and we're going to do a 5-day reset, January 6th. You should have hope right now. So we've got 10 days left of this year, probably 11, something like that. And then another 6 to get to January 6th. So maybe 2 weeks, right? So the 15 days or something like that. And that gives you so much time to have a stock in your cupboard, to have a mind shift change, and to have given yourself permission to actually take on your own insulin resistance for whatever it is that you want different in 2025. For me, it's always all about being on the floor with my grandbabies, having energy to keep up with them. It's why I don't like to feel punky, not interested at all, because I have life to live and memories to make, right? And for some of you, it might be because you haven't flown on a plane for a while and you want to fly on a plane, or you want to be able to go on rides because you still like to do rides, or you want to be able to walk around. I've had somebody who was in a wheelchair and she was able to start getting up and walking to her mailbox because she was feeling better and better. Because when you bring down your insulin and your sugars, you bring down your inflammation. So because of that inflammatory marker conversation in her body, she was able to function. So people are all on a different range. You all are on a different range than I was, and then each other is. So take your own journey and own it. Embrace it, own it, and then just crush it. And the reason why I do a 5-day reset every single month in the group, and this is our 20th one, is because then you can take down the month of January. And then when you start to feel discouraged, or you think that maybe your mindset isn't strong enough or whatever, we'll do another one in February. And then we'll do another one in March. So how do you want the first 90 days of your new year to look? Because I have a completely different path for you to run on if you so take up that challenge. I have a completely different path. It has to do with a protein guide and recipes and pantry ideas in the group, and like simple steps. This is not rocket science. Targeted supplements, trade out your foods. Targeted supplements, trade out your foods, and you can still be a foodie. FYI. FYI. So anyway, all right. Merry Christmas, you guys. Have the most amazing next 2 days with your family and your friends. Don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Just take some time to assess what your journey is doing with you. Magda, she's on a really good path right now. She's already crushed Thanksgiving. She's going to crush Christmas. That's where she's at. Fantastic. But maybe there are some of you that need to keep a little piece of paper in your purse. And when you are at somebody's house, it's going to sound weird, but I'm just telling you, because it's between you. If you want to be you and Jesus, just like it was with me, then nobody else needs to be in the conversation. And when something triggers you or something feels weird, or all of a sudden you have a strong emotion about something, just go to the bathroom and write down what that made you feel like. Just a little pencil, just write it down, assess. You're just assessing, that's all. And then tuck it away and go back to your day. And then have no shame. Go, that's really interesting. Like, be a third-party scientist. That's super interesting. I never noticed that before. That when they brought out that dessert, I had such a strong pull because we made that all the time when I was a little girl. And I'm going to have a small sliver and I'm going to move on with my day and I'm not going to have shame. Like, right? You just have to, assessing is a big part of your own journey. So you can do it. Merry Christmas, Shireen. Merry Christmas, you guys. Have such a good day. And again, don't forget, I'm available. I'm just not going to be on tomorrow or Wednesday for this 10 o'clock. Okay. So you can always follow me in my stories. You can always text me and ask me questions, get into my messenger, get into my Instagram inbox, and be like, you know what? I need to take action. I need to make sure that I'm not sabotaging myself and that I'm ready for January 6th. I want to be ready. Can you help me get ready? And I will help you get ready. I'll send you a cart with exactly what you're looking for, not what I think you should have, unless you need me to give you recommendations, but what you're looking for to accomplish. And let's go. Let's link arms and let's go. And you can have a completely different 2025 in how you're feeling and in how your insulin resistance is doing. It's exciting. All right, I'm going to go and get prepped for meatballs. Here we go. Have such a great day, you guys. Love you. Merry Christmas.